guys, it's Neil again from Heart of Texas Armory, and here we are in 2020, and guess what? There's a new watch from Phoibos coming out. You can see it on the screen in front of you right now. Pretty cool looking watch, and we're going to talk about some of the details on this watch here in a minute. But I do want to say that this watch does not have a name quite yet, and it's pretty cool that Phoibos is offering this, but they're offering a competition where they're asking the community to suggest a name for this watch, and if they select your name, the name that you suggest, you're going to receive a free watch from Phoibos, and they're offering you either a bronze eagle ray or a great wall. So pretty cool. This competition is being held over here at the Phoibos Watch Owners group here at Facebook. So make sure you head over there, join the group, and then make your suggestion or suggestions in the comments here on this post. You can leave as many suggestions as you like. There's no limit here. And again, if they select your name, you're going to win a free watch, so definitely head over there. The only thing I'll mention is you only have a couple of days left on this competition. I believe it closes on the 20th here, January 20th. I wanted to get this video out earlier, but I've been pretty busy here at work. But anyways, better late than never, so definitely head over to the Facebook page, make your suggestions, and get a chance to win this really cool watch. Okay, so here we are taking a look at the watch here. There are going to be a total of 5 different variants. We've got 4 on the screen here, and in a second we'll take a look at the first one, which is a version A. But so 5 total variations here of colors, and the thing that jumps out to me with this watch design is I get a bit of a Seiko Samurai vibe, probably because of these angles that I'm seeing here on the lugs, as well as the overall case shape. But for me, with my wrist size, I've never been able to own a Seiko Samurai just because I always felt they were a little bit too big for my wrist. This watch here is a tad smaller than the Seiko Samurai, so it's pretty cool that there's going to be a watch that's going to have that kind of feel of the Seiko Samurai, but wear a little smaller, so I like that. So here's the color variants here. So we do have a white dial, black bezel, and the bezels here on 3 of the models are going to have a texture. We'll look at that in detail in a minute. I have a couple pictures of a prototype that we'll look at so you can kind of see what this is going to look like in real life. Obviously, what you're looking at right now are renders. So the next model is going to be this blue dial, blue bezel. That's pretty sharp looking. And then we have 2 meteorite dials here. So the black with black bezel and the kind of silver meteorite dial with black. That is a sharp looking watch right there in my opinion. But this is I just want to show you these here so you can kind of see the overall color scheme. Next up, we're going to look at the specs now. So we'll switch over the picture here. Here's that version A, the one that was missing from the previous picture. So this one is just going to be black dial, black bezel, and you can see it is textured on the dial, and we will look at those prototype pictures here in a minute. But again, the design here reminds me of the Samurai, but the specs here, case size 42 millimeters, lug to lug of 49, and I believe the thickness here is 13 millimeters, so that's really nice. I like that it's pretty thin. You know, I would prefer it to be a little thinner than 13, but 13 is not bad. We don't have a domed sapphire here, so that's probably contributing to that thinner size. Signed crown as well. But overall, I really like the design. So you can see they're going to use BGW9 on some parts of the watch, and some of the other parts are going to be Super Luminova. So we'll look at a lume shot here in a minute to kind of give you an idea of what the lume's going to look like. One of the unique things here is this little chapter ring here is going to be loomed. So that is fully loomed, and it kind of gives an interesting effect to the watch. So definitely something new here from Phoibos. I like this design because it is similar to the Samurai, but it's not the same. But this design is not so outlandish as, say, the Phoibos Sentinel or the Phoibos Great Wall. Those 2 watches I wasn't really a big fan of. I think they're just too out there for my taste. This one here looks more like a traditional dive watch, but it also has enough unique things here that I like. So interesting hour indices here. I like that how they've done those, the design of them. Circle cutout for the date, which is interesting, and I like the handset. So overall, very nice here. Another thing I'll mention too is I'm really pleased that they're coming out with a stainless steel bracelet for this watch. I think that is a good choice. Some of their other recent models like the Eagle Ray GMT, the standard Eagle Ray, the Eagle Ray Bronze, all those came on straps, and I'm glad that this watch here is going to come on a stainless steel bracelet. I think it's a good decision. Here's a look at the case back. So this is kind of unique for Phoibos. So nicely deep engraved Phoibos logo there on the case back, and they're going to have a unique kind of pattern here for unscrewing the case back. So that's quite new from Phoibos, and I'm not sure if I like that or not, just because you're gonna have to have a special tool to open the case back, but I have to admit it does look really nice. And I'm looking here, what does this say? Etched marking with black paint. So I guess that's just going to be black paint in the lettering. Pretty standard stuff. The buckle is going to be etched as well. That's all pretty standard stuff. The water resistance here, we have 300 meters of water resistance, so this is going to be a dive watch, of course. Another kind of unique thing with this is that crown design here. Pretty sharp looking in my opinion. I like that design. Definitely unique and makes it kind of stand out from some other watches that are somewhat similar in design. I also like they're going with the brushing here, so fully brushed watch. You're going to have circular brushing on some parts are going to be sandblasted, some vertical brushing. Should be a pretty sharp looking watch. And also this is going to be a ceramic bezel insert, so that's a nice touch as well. So that's a look at some of these specs here. Let's see if we can find the movement here. NH35, so it is a Seiko NH35 movement, so you'll get hand winding, hacking, reliable movement. Pretty much everyone that watches these videos are probably familiar with that movement. It's a good choice, although I think I would have preferred maybe a Miyota movement. That way you could get a little bit thinner watch case, but the NH35 is an excellent choice. Let's go ahead and switch over here the pictures to see some of the prototypes. So the first one here's a look at the prototype. I got these directly from Phoibos, so again, these are not final production pieces, these are prototypes, so keep that in mind. So here's a look at that kind of cream white dial or silver dial. You can see that texture on it. That's kind of unique. I definitely have never seen that texture on a watch dial before, so pretty interesting. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of this color combination with that texture, but I know some people are going to like it. There's that luminous chapter ring, which is kind of unique. And the circled date window, that is definitely unique as well. I don't know if I particularly like that, but it does look pretty cool, I guess. There's that crown there, that unique kind of pattern that's machined into it. That's pretty nice detail there. So let's continue on the pictures here. Here's one from another angle, same dial, it's the same watch. You can kind of see the bezel design too. That was something I probably should have mentioned here. You can see it does have a kind of unique bezel, the grip for that too. I haven't seen that type of design on a bezel, the jimping or grip here, so that's kind of interesting. Let me go back to the prototype picture. So there's just another picture. You can kind of see the ceramic bezel insert a little better, and also the 3D effect on those applied indices. Looks pretty nice. It's going to give it a lot of depth. Again, another picture. And here's a lume shot, so you can see the multiple colors of lume here. So BGW9 on pretty much all the indices, the hands, the bezel, and then that luminous chapter ring is going to be some type of superluminova. Of course, this is a prototype. The lume will probably be much brighter on the production models, but this will give you a good idea of what that would look like. So it should be pretty impressive. And I think I have a couple more pictures here. Here's a look at the case back, so you can see the design. Very nice engraving. I like that texture, and then the polish on the Phoibos King Octopus logo. Well done on the case back, and there's a look at that kind of unique pattern that they put in to the screw down case back. And the last picture here is going to be of the black model. So here's a prototype of the black model. That texture looks a little better on this particular color in my opinion. So the white one looks good, but to me the black texture looks better. The only thing I'm not a big fan of really is I'm not sure about that luminous chapter ring. It just kind of looks a little off, you know, that color. So maybe in the production models they can get that a little wider to kind of match this. I don't think they're going to be able to do that, but if they can, that would be good in my opinion. And then quickly, let me just go back to the pictures here. Here we go. One more. Okay, so overall, I think it's a really cool design. There are some unique things with this watch. That loomed chapter ring for one, the crown, the overall design here that we're looking at. This is a unique design, but I don't know if I'm going to order one of these or not. I got to actually see the actual production watches. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this watch as well, to see if you guys like it or if you don't, or things you do like, things you don't like. I'd like to hear that. I'm really interested to see these two meteorite dials. I think it's going to look better with these versus that kind of textured dial. Interested to see really these three models in particular. So the blue, the black, and the silver meteorite dial. I think those two are going to be the winners of this collection. But again, I want to see these in real life with final production versions before I decide if I'm going to purchase one of these or not. But it's always cool to see a new Phoibos watch. They're always trying new things. I do like that they have a unique design here, but not as outlandish as some of their previous ones. This is a little more tame compared to some of their other models, so I do like that. That's good for me at least. Some of you guys may like those more outlandish designs. I lean more toward the traditional dive watch, but I do like that it is unique. So guys, that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to head over to that competition at the Facebook page. Leave your suggestions for a name for this watch, and if they select you, you're going to win a free Phoibos watch, so don't miss out on that. Just remember, you only have like a day or two left, so get over there pretty quick. And I'd like to hear your thoughts and comments on this video about this watch. Leave them down below in the comment section. And guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all take care.